Greetings, Sandites from Sandite land. Greetings to my Sandite friends and YouTube friends. I want to work on division again, so I guess I'll title this Dividing Decimals video number 2, or something to that effect. But we're still having some difficulty, and I want to touch on some basic stuff and some things that that you might want to remember that'll make life a whole lot easier for you. Number one, to start off, there's some of you who are having a difficult time telling which number goes in the box and which one goes out of the box. So on your paper, you might have a problem like this, like 16.08, and we're just doing an example that has a decimal in it. And this is where you'll see it on your paper, divided by 2 equals. So reading this from left to right, what they're wanting you to do is to divide 16.08 by 2. So the 16.08 is what's going to go inside the box. Okay, so not too confusing, not too hard, but something that's important for you to know, because if you were to do the opposite, put the 2 inside the box, then you're in a world of hurt, because you're going to have to start adding a bunch of zeros, and there's no telling, your brain might explode. There's no telling what will happen. But anyway, just remember, it's as you read it from left to right. 16.08 is being divided by 2. So let's go ahead and work that problem. Remember from my other video, some of the hints that I gave you is to be sure on your paper, on your scratch paper or whatever, that you use your workout paper, that you write your numbers big enough that you can keep them in order, and you can keep them organized and keep everything lined up. And that's going to help matters a whole lot too. So so here we go. We'll just work this problem. First thing that we're going to do, we're going to write out the problem in big enough letters, leave enough space so that we can work it out, keep everything organized. We're dealing with decimals. Remember, deal with the decimal. So in this case, I'm not going to have to move the decimal anywhere on the outside because the 2 is already a whole number. But we have a decimal to deal with inside the box. So all I'm going to do is move it straight up. So when it's all said and done, the decimal is above and between the 6 and the 0. Okay, so here we go. So we ask ourselves, how many times can we fit 2 into 16? What we want to do, we want to come as close as we can without going over 216. But we're lucky because, as all of us know our multiplication facts, right? 8 times 2 is 16. So I'm going to put that 8 right above 6. 6 is the last number that I was trying to go into. So I put the 8 there, and then I tell myself 8 times 2 is 16. I put that 16 underneath this 16, and I just subtract. 16 from 16 is 0. Okay? So on to the next step. This is actually going to be a good one because we're going to learn quickly that we're ready to bring down a number. Any time that we bring down a number, I want you to think of this. Anytime you bring a number down, you're going to have to deal with it. So in the way you deal with it is that you start all over. You ask yourself, well, how many times will 2 go into that 0 that I brought down? And the answer is 0. It won't go. So go ahead and put that 0 up here. So we took care of it. Anytime you bring down a number, deal with it. The way you deal with it How many times will 2 go into 0? It'll go 0 times. 0 times 0 is 0. You subtract 0 from 0 is 0. No need to go to all that trouble. You're ready to drop the next number. So bring the 8 down and then start again. 2 will go into 8 4 times. And I put that 4 right above the 8 that I brought down. And then I say 4 times 2 is 8. And I subtract 8 from 8 and I get 0. And there's another example of how to work a division problem. So remember, write big enough that you can keep your numbers separated and keep them organized. Take care of that decimal, get it where it needs to go, and then you're finished with it. You won't have to worry about it anymore. And remember, anytime you bring a number down, you have to deal with it. Let's do one more. Let's do 217.14, and that is being divided by 21. The divisor, dividend, we're going to end up with a quotient, fancy name for the answer. Okay, so here we go. First thing I want to do, I'm dealing with a whole number, so I don't have to move anything outside. If I had to move something on the outside, remember you're going to have to move it on the inside as well. Okay, in this case, all I have to do is bring this decimal straight up, and then I don't have to worry about it anymore. I'm finished with it. So here I go. 21 into 2 won't go. I could put a 0. Don't want to waste the time. So 21 into 21 will go 1 time. So I'm going to put that 1 right above the 1 because it's the last number that I tried to go into. I say 1 times 21 is 21. I subtract, I get 0. I'm ready to drop or bring down the next number, which is 7. Remember, anytime you bring a number down, you have to deal with it. So start all over. 21 will go into 7 exactly 0 times. Okay? And then you tell yourself 0 times 21 is 0. So let's just stay right here and get ready to drop the next number. So the next number being a 1. So now we've got 71. So we ask ourselves, 21 will go into 71 how many times? And remember to have your scratch paper handy, and I've got mine over here, and I'm gonna, just start over, make some notes, start 21 times 2 or 21 times 3, and try to get as close as I can to 71 without going over. Okay, so I'm gonna take a shot at 3. Okay, 3 times 21 is 63, and I think that's as close as I can get without going over. So here we go. I'm gonna have to borrow. So here we go, borrowing from the 7. Gonna make that a 6. 11. Take 3 from 11. 11. 10, 9, 8. And I end up with 8. And pause just a second. Make sure that 8 is smaller than the 21. It is. So I'm ready to go. If the 8 was bigger, I'd worry about this number being wrong. So I'm ready to drop the 4. And then I start all over. 21 will go into 84. What do you think? 4 times? So let's try it. 4 times 21 is 84. I subtract and I get 0. So we kept all of our numbers lined up. We wrote big enough that we could have space and keep things lined up, and things didn't get all crowded and make our brain hurt. Remember, there's a way to check this answer, If you were to take this 10.34 and multiply it by this 21, you would come up with 217.14, assuming that that's the right answer. And you can do that on your scratch paper, and I think you'll find that that's going to work out real good. The bell's fixing to ring here at the 6th grade center. Remind you of two things. Be the best that you can possibly be. Do me a favor, seek out someone that needs help with math, and help them. Give them some help. Mr. Smith's Sandite mentor here at Sector 6. It's all clear here in Sector 6. You guys have a good day. I'll see you at school. Thank you.